Hey, my name is Poser, and hang on. Something don't feel right. Much better. Love me some plants. Wait, still don't feel right. Oh, hold on, something's still off. There we go. Aye. Hey, and how's it going, guys? My name is Poser, and today we're gonna start a series which is basically gonna be talking about the school system and how fucked it is. The school system is fucked in many ways, and if you're a teenager like me, going through it, it might be one of the worst times of your life. It's really hard, it's really tough, it puts a mental toll on you, and in my opinion it's really inhumane. We'll start off with saying the actual health of like school, which sounds weird, but we'll get into it now. So the first part I wanted to talk about is sort of health, which is directly linked with school, because school basically makes you wake up really early, which is a huge issue because it's proven in many studies that teenagers produce melatonin at a later time, so around 1 a.m, which means that that's when they're becoming tired, and obviously modern addictions make that even worse. So now when the teenagers are staying up, we're staying up, and then we're more inclined to go on our phones, go play video games, which fucks up the sleep cycle even more. And then by forcing all these kids to sort of wake up even more early, even my school starts at 8 o'clock, which honestly that doesn't seem as bad, but I still have to wake up at 6:30, which is quite early. And another thing is, it's actually proven that when you wake up when it's still dark, that can also make you just more tired throughout the day. So that's not as bad though, because it's only now during winter that I wake up to the darkness, but during spring and summer it's not that bad. And obviously physical health, that's like physical health, but I mean, I guess you could argue it's sort of like making us sit at a desk for like 6 hours ish, but I'm not really going to get into that because I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get into mental health now, which is also directly linked with school. So if you don't know, which you probably do, the school system is basically made up of teaching kids basically random useless information that they're going to forget, and sort of testing them on the information that they learn. Now this is already really bad because it's been proven again that once children are taught this information, after the test or whatever, they instantly forget it. So you're just teaching kids a bunch of useless information that they can't remember, and this puts a fuck ton of stress on kids, because now they feel I need to remember this, I need to remember that. Oh shit, I forgot what was this, and then this just takes me on to my next point, which is stress. I think if you could ask any student, they would all agree that school is very, very, very stressful. And the main reason is like I said, it's hard to actually remember most of this information. Not only that, but a lot of the things, it is generally just random things. So it's really hard to remember, especially since when they start bringing up stuff from time ago. So obviously it's really hard, and the worst thing is from birth, kids are sort of told, go to school, get a good job, and what this sort of does is it creates this mindset that you have to succeed in school to succeed in life, which is so false. So what ends up happening is kids who start to slack behind, they begin to get even more stressed, because now we're thinking, if I don't succeed, I'm a failure, and this is just false. And it just causes this feeling of unworthiness and failure, like I said, which is really hard to go through at such a young age as well. And then thinking that your life can get determined by a piece of paper, it's obviously very, very inhumane in my opinion. Hey, and how's it going, guys? My name is Poser, and today we're doing part 2 of the school system. Today we're going to be talking about how the school system is designed to keep you sort of feminine and complacent. And yeah, let's get into it. The school system is very hard on young boys, because young boys are obviously naturally just going to be more masculine, sort of, because they're going through this developmental phase, and they're basically turning from boys to men. And obviously, so masculine traits is going to be quite common, and masculine things such as, for example, I don't know, just boying around in it. But in school we're sort of taught from an early age to sort of have feminine characteristics, and that's rewarded, whereas like masculine characteristics are like playing around, like I don't know, for example, like play fighting and stuff, all that is sort of shunned upon in school, and it's sort of when listening and being sort of a teacher's pet, that's all rewarded. And obviously that's got really negative consequences, because when men are feminine, men aren't happy, and it also actually affects females as well, because females aren't attracted to feminine men, and if a feminine man is not going to be happy because a feminine man lacks a purpose, they lack a drive, they lack energy, and then that leads to depression. On top of this, school has mainly, I think it was 24% around of teachers are male teachers, which is already even worse, because like being surrounded by like these female teachers who are also a lot more times less understanding to boys and teach in a way that is, even if they don't mean like it, it's going to be more beneficial to the girls than the boys. And this sort of like creates this sort of feeling of just loneliness, like we're almost being targeted really. And now I just want to bring upon our final point then, which is sort of a link to this feminine narrative. Fuck me, I can't even speak today. Final point of this video, which is sort of propaganda, lies, and keeping you poor, which is basically what the school system has been designed to. Now I'm not gonna get into all the whole conspiracy theories, but like what's his name, Rockefeller, yeah, he designed the school system basically to teach kids to be workers. Like that's legit how the school system came about, to teach kids to be workers and to work for a boss. That's why like I was just mentioning, it's teaching us these feminine traits of listening, being complacent, and it's doing that to sort of just make us better workers. So we don't question the boss, we just do the work that we're told to, and then we're paid, which is like the incentive for all of it. Again, like I said, I won't get too conspiracy theories, but if you want to look at it even deeper, making us complacent and stuff, it's not only making us complacent to the work, to the boss as well, and making us like workers, but it's also making us complacent to society, because like basically if we're working for this boss and we have to work to earn money, then we're almost being controlled in a sense, because we don't have financial freedom. And let's say, obviously, with a materialistic society of capitalism and stuff, obviously, again, I don't want to get too into it, but basically, sort of materialism is worshipped in this society, so everyone wants like the newest thing, and then obviously to pay for that, we need to work, and then we're not financially free, and then what ends up happening is our expenditure goes, well, how much we make is, and then the expenditure is more than how much we make, so we end up going into debt. And nowadays debt is almost unpayable nowadays, so that just makes you trapped in the society, and then you have to basically work to pay it off. You get me? And also, if we're complacent, we're just gonna listen to what the media's telling us, what the society's telling us. But so yeah, it's just basically teaching us almost to be slaves, I can't lie. In my video on the war of masculinity, there is hope, there is still hope, and luckily I'm seeing the positives here, because I feel like now men are waking up, and it's thanks to people like Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Hamza, which are all sort of like spreading the good word, basically, that like the red pill, basically, which is that the school system is teaching us to be sort of slaves and teaching us to be poor. And now men are waking up, and we're fighting against it as well, which I love to see. Now more than ever, men need to be masculine, and we can do this by doing stuff like going to the gym, setting goals for ourselves, achieving those goals, and sort of cutting off these modern addictions, which is stuff like fapping, eating junk food, because these are just killing our testosterone. Now more than ever, we need to be masculine. And yeah, I'm just going to conclude this video right here. Don't want to mumble on for too long, so yeah, safe. By the way, off topic here, but my snake plant got root rot. I'm trying to save it, and yeah, let's pray for the best.